Yo, yeah, man, strange turn of events right here with this situation with Lizzo, man. It just makes you wonder, like, was she sent by the secret agenda of the fake music industry and their exploitation of black people? It makes you wonder, because how could a woman who's obese herself be fat shaming other people that work with her? It just doesn't make any sense, man. I mean, we've all heard the news, right? Now there's just more allegations that are coming out of the sexual harassment, the hostile work environment. But what really gets me is her forcing of religious views on her dancers. Yeah, nobody likes that. Nobody likes for you to force your religion on them. So according to Twitter, there's just a whole bunch of other reports that are now coming out from dancers or people that worked with Lizzo, which we're not surprised. Everybody's going to try to be part of it, right? Yeah, this is almost looking like she might get canceled. Even Queen B, Beyonce, supposedly took her name out of a song that she was mentioned in during a performance. Supposedly her mother is backtracking that and saying that that is not true. I want to see this one part though, where a lot of people are saying that Kanye was right. I really do agree with this. I think that Kanye was right for the most part.
When Lizzo loses 10 pounds and announces it, the bots, that's a term for people like, it's like telemarketer callers, like on Instagram, they attack her for losing weight because the media wants to put out a perception that being overweight is the new goal when it's actually unhealthy. Yes. Let's get aside the fact of whether it's fashion and Vogue, which is not. Let's just, or if someone thinks it's attractive, to each his own. It's actually clinically unhealthy. And for people to promote that, it's demonic.
Yeah, Kanye was definitely ahead of the time as usual on that point. And man, I couldn't agree with that more. Yeah, it makes you wonder if it is the powers that be and the media that is trying to keep this image portrayed to us. And then, you know what's also interesting is that I read through some fine lines that Lizzo's staff was actually all white. So she was working with that team to racially discriminate her own people. Strange. So then I see this one fat black girl on TikTok who's getting pretty famous now. She's got like nearly 1 million followers on TikTok. I see her posting these videos about what she eats and how she eats and she cooks. And she's just this obese woman who eats McDonald's. Some of the just the worst food that you could ever eat too. It's not like she's eating healthy and saying this is her road to be healthy. She's eating terrible food for you, like a lot of fried chicken, fried fish, fast food. And now she's starting to have clones out there where people are copying her. And I thought that this is a very sad thing, especially it looks like it's being directed towards our people. So I was going to comment on it, but then I already knew, like Kanye said, all the bots were going to start coming after you. So I just decided to sit back and watch.
Having fish tonight, y'all hear that? If that fish ain't fried hard, I don't want it. Yes, I fried this fish. Got me a little tartar sauce and hot sauce. Hear that crunch? Got me a Sprite.
Interesting. I think Lizzo commented on one of her videos where I saw Lizzo in the post, or I saw Lizzo in the comments. And she was saying something like, "You go, girl." And I was thinking, how could you be telling this woman to go on with what she's doing? This is clearly wrong. But then we see later on how the future and the truth will always prevail. Lizzo was actually fat shaming and racially discriminating people that look like this young woman right here. Whoever took this picture obviously did not like Lizzo. Like, why would you take that picture? That must have been one of her dancers that took that picture. Remember when Lizzo went on TikTok and said this?
Why do y'all think that entire societies work so hard to convince black women that they're not beautiful, that they're not the most desired? Why, as a child, I was reading these statistics being published to just put on Front Street, black women are the least desirable. Why are they trying so hard to convince us of that? Because they're trying to convince us of that. Which true doesn't need to be spoken. At this point, it's embarrassing how hard people are trying to discredit black women.
Wow, the contradiction. I can't even believe it that she was over here playing this character and she was doing the exact same thing to other people. People always have this vision of men in power, how they abuse their power and this and that. But women in power are very similar as well, or some women in power and some men. Not all, just some. What a contradiction here. This is such, kind of in a way like a sad story. You really did not think Lizzo, out of all people, would be someone that's accused of this, right? And just how she's just so, first of all, we don't even need to really get into the whole sex workers and all that stuff and how they all went on a trip to Amsterdam. Half of these people talking all this trash probably never even been to Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? Like, Amsterdam is not as dramatic as some of y'all are making it. Some of y'all making it to be like it's just this whole entire sex city. Man, there's nice restaurants out there too. There's bars. There's other shops. There's clothing lines. There's people out there that are doing fashion too and photography. It's not all of that people make it sound like. It's just that the culture of America is so much different that they just won't understand European culture or some parts of the European Union. This is crazy right here that was on ABC News. That her big girl, whatever, her big girl network. It's funny because the name of her company was Big Girl, whatever. And the management has also been accused of discriminating against the black members of the dance team in both pay and treatment. Wow. And then here she was doing videos on TikTok about how hard it is to be a black woman. When I first saw that video, I knew it was BS. And that's why I did a comment on it on TikTok. And I felt kind of like, damn, that was kind of deep. Maybe I shouldn't have said all that. But then now I'm happy that I did. And I see that I was also ahead of the time. That something just seemed off about that video. The way she was portraying and the way she was acting and the way she was talking. It just did not feel authentic to me. It didn't feel genuine. I knew something was off. And boy, was I right. Davis also asserts that Lizzo and her team made negative comments alluding to her weight gain. Yeah, man, cat's out of the bag. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. I don't even know if Lizzo has even publicly spoke out about this yet. But, yeah, man, to be continued.